Today, we are reacting to episode 20 and 21 of Gurren Lagann. It's been getting crazier and crazier. I mean, where we left off, dude, Simone got thrown in jail with his homie Viral and could potentially be teaming up in a way that we didn't quite anticipate. You know, we thought that Viral might come around, but not in this exact way. I'm excited. I'm excited for them to potentially team up, even if it's begrudgingly, especially if it's begrudgingly, actually. I'm really excited. I know we're both super excited to just jump right in today. So let's just start with our reaction to episode 20. How far will God test us? Did I get it right, Megan?
You actually did. You usually don't. It's very off.
Freaking Roshu.
That crazy moment when your girl actually turns out to be anti-spiral.
I freaking hate that, dude.
It happens to the best of them.
He's looking good, dude.
He looks rough.
I like him rough. Oh, merch plug. Oh yeah, they're going on that big ship. Leron, you don't gotta answer. He's trying to gas him up so he can get what he wants. He doesn't mean it. He's patronizing him. Oh, he's spitting game.
Oh shit.
Oh, the criminal beast, man. The gangsters. Oh my god. They plucked his feathers. Oh, they cut his wings off.
Shit.
Oh, he's gonna crack his skull.
The screeching.
That's the one thing you can say to Simone to rile him up.
Those towels have so much strength.
Yeah, mine would have been on the ground.
So tied tightly.
Oh my god! Oh, that's right!
Yeah.
Oh, damn. That's Foghorn Leghorn if he got locked up.
Yeah.
Started hitting the weights. Protected.
They're like Noah's Ark right now.
Oh yeah. Bro,
What? What?
She's so wrong for treating her brother like that, dude.
アークグレンは彼の生体反応を認識することで起動するの。ラガンがシモンじゃなきゃ動かないのと同じようなものね。心配性ね。だったらあんたが爆弾つけてこいつの横に座ってりゃいいんじゃないキノンみたいな根性があるなら。
Uh-huh. You don't.
All this guy does is hit buttons. Oh my god. He's Zordon now.
あら、うまくいっちゃったわ。私に不可能はない。頭だけのくせに言うことが生意気ね。とりあえず完成よ。おめでとうございます。
Oh, he's a lot. His head's a lot smaller than I thought. They just had him on the table right there.
何をするんですか。てめえはロシューの腰巾着で。奴が何を考えてるか教えてもらおうじゃねえか、キンブレイ。何の話ですか。ごまかすんじゃねえ。なんでこのアークグレンに動物乗せる。それも半端な数じゃねえ。なぜだ。さあ、言えねえなら言ってやろう。この地上がどうにかなっちまうんだろ。だから心優しいロシューは動物まで救おうって考えたら違うか。図星か。さあ、説明してもらおうか。
It's gonna change the whole,
それはこのアークグレンで
whatever you call
宇
it.
宙で生活しなければならないからですよ。来てください。
It's gonna change the tides. It's gonna change the atmosphere. It's gonna change everything.
なんだ。こんな計算したことなかったから作るのに時間がかかったわ。これじゃ地上は壊滅じゃねえか。
I mean, what do you think is gonna happen when the moon hits the Earth?
しかも
This is what they've been telling you.
月が衝突した衝撃で地面ごと引き剥がされていくの。
This is what they've been saying.
そして地上は灼熱な大気に覆われる。大地にあるものは全て燃え上がって1年はどんな生命も存在できないわ。じゃあ何か地下に逃げた人間たちは見殺しか。
このアークグレンに100万人は乗れませんよ。
じゃあこいつで月を破壊したらどうだ。これだけでかい大艦だ。
救える命だけは救う。人間だけじゃない。アークグレンの中が第二の地球になる。今この大地に生きる生き物たち全てを乗せて地球が冷却される1年間宇宙で暮らす。それしかないんだ。戦うのが指導者じゃない。決断するのが指導者なんだ。違いますか。
That's what I'm saying. It's hard because he's not wrong.
けど俺には納得できねえ。
Was that car running?
Yeah.
I want a vehicle like that.
お兄ちゃん、来た来た。
やっと来たなおじさん。元気か。
うん、びっくりするくらいおっぱい飲むのよ。
どれどれ。なんか困った顔しねえか。このマヨあたりが。そうかな。
そうかも。変なとこパパに似ちゃったわね。
お前ら避難はいつするんだ。キヨの隊長がもう一つでな。今急に動かすのが気になってて。バカ野郎、すぐ乗れ。アーククレンにだって医者はいる。グズグズしてんじゃねえ。あわ。
よしよしよし。
辞表出したんだってな。耳が早いな。こんな時期で悪いんだけどな。俺キヨとアンネのそばにいてやりたいんだ。こんな時期だからだろ。カミナはいい時に死んだのかもしれねえな。
Damn.
すまんな。今の俺は死んだ男よりも生まれてきた子供の方が大事なんだ。
Damn.
I mean, true. What do you mean?
空にも天井ができちまったな。確かにな。
Damn, that bitch is close.
Super close. Bro, you said we had a week. You said we had some time.
どうした。ムーガンからのビーム攻撃です。疑似塔が破壊されました。
It's because you're fucking with the arc. They're like, no,
And let's
no,
see
no.
how they react. Let's see how they can do it without the fucking
Yep.
Simon.
何か手はないのか。ロージェノムヘッドを検索しろ。
Simone, we need to let you out of jail real quick to handle something, okay, please.
We'll attach another fucking bomb. Whoa.
アークグレンは無事です。急いで地下通路へ。
これで全部か。生きてるのはな。くそ、行けいたか。お前は。
He's done. You're just gonna shoot it?
I mean, he's got some sort of anti-spiral and we know how this show does, people.
Oh, okay.
Sick. Oh, they brought his gunman. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Saving everyone.
Yeah, defending the
Sorry. Yeah, exactly, you fucking idiot. That's what everyone is trying to fucking tell you.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes make the tough call, bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
30分で出発する。それが決定事項だ。
なるほど、それがお前の決断か。救える命を救う。お前の意志にブレはねえな。
何が言いたい？
新政府のリーダーらしい行動だ。そのとして大したもんだよ。でもな、だったらそいつは返してくんねえか。やっぱり俺たちは政府とかには馴染めねえ。ただのグレンダンだ。そいつはグレンダンのあいつの魂なんだよ。
Let the soldiers fight.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, let the diplomats handle the politics. Okay, everybody has their role. Let them do what they do best. That's also what a good leader does. Delegate tasks to those.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
一度はこれに未来を託したんだ。
俺はこいつに明日をかけるさ。
お兄ちゃん。
生き残れよ。
全員
He's dead.
発進準備だ。時間はないぞ。
He's dead, or he's getting left behind, and then dying.
I don't like the music.
Yeah.
Wait, they're leaving?
Yeah, they have to. That's why he was so conflicted. I think that
That
they
was
have
the
to.
I didn't understand what was happening. I thought there was just a battle. So everyone that's left, Simon's left, everyone?
Potentially.
どうやら取り残されたようだ。
Okay, yeah. Then they left.
そうだ
Yep.
やったな、ロシ。つまらんな。こんな形でお前の最後を見るとは。俺ならいい。他の連中が生き残れるなら、それで。
Yeah, all 10 of them.
I wouldn't be so sure of that. Oh.
She is still wearing that ring.
地下のシェルターごと近くの崩壊に飲み込まれ全滅してしまいます。
なんだこれは。まさかこんな。
たとえ宇宙に出たとしても、彼らを待っているのは絶望です。
So everyone's fucked.
Yeah, you're fucked. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
絶対的絶望。
ニア、お前はそこまで。貴様。
Yoko! Woo!
She's back.
Oh, fuck.
Well, yeah, man. She came back seeing her like that.
You came back being
Let's
a
go.
boring bitch.
Let's
That was
go.
wild.
Fuck yeah, dude. I was waiting for her to come back. Oh my
Finally.
god. Yoko's back.
Finally.
Finally. I was thinking during that episode, funny enough, how I liked that they didn't bring her back right away. Like they gave time to the politics of the society, Roshu and Simone. Like they let all that kind of like fester before bringing her back. And so I'm glad that she's here now. That was awesome. It's so good to see her. And that line, like you said, that she delivered to Nia, this is the first time she's seen her since she was, a little girl? She's been gone. She left. What'd she call her? A boring bitch? Damn. I shot her twice. Once with that bullet, twice with those words. Fantastic episode. I mean, Roshu's making the tough calls. And, part of what he was saying was true at first, that I mean, I do think it's important to be able to take livestock, cattle, animals, like you said, do the whole Noah's Ark thing because, I mean, the ecosystem, all of it for humanity, for the earth when you return, animals and livestock, it's all very important. So his plan was good. And if he had to sacrifice a couple humans, I mean, that's a tough call that no one wants to make.
Well, they're under the idea that they think that what they have been shown, which is when the moon hits the earth, it's like game over. They still have time. That's why I was confused. I thought they were going to be, rounding up, doing whatever until like not the last moment, but
right.
Not right away. But it makes sense, you want to get up there as soon as possible. But I just didn't know that was what was happening in that moment. I was a little bit confused.
Well, because the anti-spirals put the pressure on them.
Yeah.
And they said that before, which I thought was kind of odd that Roshu and everybody else was acting like they didn't have this like looming threat over them. I think that they thought like, okay, well, they gave us a time period of when the moon's going to hit and we got to get gone before that. But I think the anti-spiral said like, we're not going to let you just get away. Like it wasn't like they hit the threshold and as long as they get back under it, then they're good again. It's like, no, you fucked up and it's over. And we're going to make sure that we take you out, whether you stay here or whether you go to space. Like, you're done. Mm-hmm. Like, that's how I, interpreted it. And I think that they thought because they found the Ark, which is something super powerful and capable of, helping so many people escape, that they I don't know, they thought that they figured it out. But the anti-spirals came down, put that pressure on them. They had to flee in a certain amount of time, leaving Roshu to make an even harder call, which is to take less of humanity than he originally intended. And I don't even know. I mean, I think they still were able to take some livestock. Was that the Ark? Because I feel like the Ark, okay.
Where they were on, yeah.
Because the Ark, I mean, I felt like in certain shots it looked a little different. But yeah, so they have some livestock and they have like a very small amount of individuals on that ship. But, it was either that or nothing. And I guess I don't fault Roshu for that, but I guess I fault him for assuming that they just had time. I mean, they've been working against the clock the whole time. So, I mean, I should be a little bit more, he's just an asshole, and I don't want to make excuses for him, justify his actions.
But what I was saying is like, like they're damned if they do, they're damned if they don't, but they still have time before the moon hits. So the people that are left are going to fight until they can't fight anymore. So if they're able to like reverse it, if they're able to do something, fight against them, because I understand the meaning behind like Roshu trying to really like throw away like everything that was given to them by the Beastmen, right? Mm-hmm. So that means the gunmen and all of that technology. Roshu and other people are just under the impression that like obviously we can advance better. We, the human race, can like build things, and because they have in a short amount of time, maybe they think that they are like way past that technology and can make it better. But what is happening is like even the Spiral King's like, this is meant for this. Like this is literally built for this. You are using that technology and then like you building other things, but you haven't been fighting the anti-spirals. You've never fought the anti-spirals. This is your first time doing it, and you've built something that's not going to be effective towards them because you've never done it. You've never had to, you're building them to like fight other gunmen pretty much. That's what they did with the new gunmen that they developed. I don't think that they were doing anything.
I could be wrong. I could be very wrong, but I do think that they were building whatever they built off of the technology it's not like they.
No, of course. But
I even think that they had the anti-spiral in mind at a certain point because
did they? I don't think that they thought that was a threat at all because they never experienced that.
They didn't experience that, and you're right, until that moment that they first came through.
Yeah.
And stepped into their world. So you're probably right. But yeah, I just assumed for some reason that there was a conversation an episode or two ago where Leron was talking about wanting to like reverse engineer some of the anti-spiral technology. So that they would be able to like better combat this threat, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just really mad annoying.
That's like, Roshu again makes.
I understand, but it's like, bro, this is literally made for this. Like
he makes tough calls that need to be made, like getting.
But like, why?
But the point you're making about the technology, like that's dumb. Like that's dumb that he's not letting them fight. That he's not letting them fight against the anti-spirals to buy them time. Even like, you know,
or like he wanted to like destroy all of them, scrap all of them because he was like afraid that the Beastmen would like rise up again. Maybe. But that, I don't know if that was explained. Like, I don't want to just like assume that. I'd rather it be explained because what I'm it just doesn't make any sense as to why. Like, he just seems fucking petty, to be honest. That's what it comes off as. Like,
and maybe that's
I just want to like, the things that we used while I wasn't the head honcho. I just want to like, the things that I'm like, but again, like he was like in front center and he was in the Gurren. Like he was in that seat fighting alongside Simone, so it's like I don't get why it's just mad annoying. But anyway, they're gone now, so now we're gonna see the surface people,
the people left behind,
fight on.
Right,
and I'm gonna see. We'll see how long they could last up there. I don't know. Maybe I have a bad feeling about it.
Oh yeah, I mean I have a super bad feeling about it. Like you said, that was a dumb move. I think it was petty, and I think that might be the point. That's what they're trying to show, that Roshu does have this petty side to him, and he calls himself a leader who makes tough decisions, but some of those decisions are based on his emotions, which isn't smart and isn't what a leader should do. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, Viral is immortal, so having him on your side is pretty lit. Litner. If you know what I'm saying. And Yoko's back and she can handle, and Simone's down there, and I think a lot of the boys stayed back, right, fighting
with their gunmen. Yeah, with
their gunmen. I mean, I just don't know what they're gonna be able to. I mean, with Simone on their side, there's a lot more that they can do, but
and it's like why like the whole Nia situation, like there'd be no reason for her to like continuously meet with him and to tell him information. That seems a little sus. Like you've already said what you needed to say. You've already said you said your piece.
Yeah.
It's like she broke up with him, and then like you keep reaching out to your ex to tell you why you broke up with him multiple times.
Right.
Oh, can we just meet up? I want to talk. The reason why I did this, it's like it's fine. Right. Just let it lie.
That's like you breaking up with somebody and then still tagging them in your stories.
Exactly.
So they always get notified about what you're up to. And you're like, damn, I thought you broke up with me. Like, leave me alone.
That's what it feels like. And she just keeps coming in the mix for like what? Like she's not harming him. Yeah. He's in a jail cell. Like she just keeps talking to him, and it's like what? And she does still have the engagement ring on. I don't know if she just doesn't like see it as like a thing at all, or she's like, what is this? What is like? I don't know if she like even registers that it's even on her being, but I don't know. Something's up.
Well, that's what my headcanon is right now, is that she's just there to mess with him. But she is giving him information, but it's not really like, all she really said in this moment was like, oh, you think that you have a chance? You don't. So it's not like she's giving him important like insider info.
But like talk to Roshu.
Right. But,
right.
I mean, maybe.
Like Roshu's making all the calls. I think Roshu's making all the decisions. Why would you be telling him he's in a jail cell? Like you should have been talking to him, the people that are like leaving, right? Like what is he gonna do? Like maybe she's talking to him because she knows that like ultimately he has the power to stop them.
Yeah.
And she's trying to like really like you're never gonna do it. Don't even try. You're never gonna succeed. Like it's already fucked. Like blah blah blah.
And
so
I
that
feel
he
like
doesn't even try.
If they know that they can get into Simone's head and stop him, then
it's over.
Then it's the victory is guaranteed.
But that's not going to be the case, and that's what they're trying so hard to like really give him information about like how horrible the situation is. But as long as he is like, that's why I have a bad feeling about the arc. I feel like somehow, some way, the people on the surface, maybe not all, but some, will get back up to that arc. It might be even like another fucking time skip of a year or something. Like,
oh, that's interesting.
And then when they go up to the arc, like everyone's decimated.
Mehgan Perrine, MVP for a freaking reason.
What?
I think when you said another time skip a year, they said life cannot be sustained on Earth after the impact of the moon for a year. So they're going to go up there, like you said, and they're going to try to fight. The people left behind are going to try to fight. They're not going to be able to do much. So they're going to have to retreat underground. which lucky for them, there's still societies and colonies that exist underground that refuse to come to the surface. And Roshi was trying to bring them up, force them up. So they're still going to have some societies, some colonies
but
down there.
It's going to be like I don't know how much that's going to help them.
But that's what bunkers and shit are for. Like if a fucking
the moon bitch
nuclear bomb hits
the moon,
but it's about
not
the
same
place
thing.
of impact, right? Which would be like super significant, at least on that little diagram, right? Still significant. Yeah. But then there'd be like these aftershocks, these waves, whatever. So as long as you weren't like anywhere near the circumference of the impact, then maybe you'd have a decent chance of surviving. Point is, I think you're onto something, and I think they might survive. And there will be a year time skip. They come back out, go back up, and maybe they find everybody dead, or maybe I don't know, something else happens from there because Simone ends up on that ship somehow. I don't know how.
And he's alone.
I think you freaking cracked it, and I would be surprised if you didn't. But we'll see. I don't know. We can sit here and speculate forever, but I think we should just jump into episode 21. You are someone who ought to survive.
Jesus.
なんだと？
しばらく見ないうちにずいぶんつまんない女になニア
Her eyes were different.
Were
that was
they?
Nia's eyes. Those were Nia's eyes.
Really?
They change.
Yeah, a trap. You're not that smart, dude. These people are an advanced civilization, Roshu. And
that are already in space. That are like
ahead,
already.
You're the one
earlier,
with a big ass head
okay.
and ego.
Oh, I like those.
To think that you can outsmart them.
Are we getting another beach episode?
Oh, we're gonna see what Yoko is up to.
This is where I would be. I want to be in no big city. You know, this is where I'd be in the countryside.
I like to be in the countryside, but driving distance to the big city, to communist city.
Well, you're very thoughtful in your logistics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be like a 20-minute drive, 30-minute drive.
Just give me Pokemon vibes.
A bit, actually. Oh!
She's all grown up.
Scholarly, very scholarly. Is she a teacher or something?
I think so. Yep, she's a teacher.
That's sick. Yomako. Is that Yoko's full name? Or her
Gotta just
alias?
change her.
まあ学校といってもわししかおらんかったのじゃから若い人に来てもらえると大助かりですけんの。しかしあんたほどの人がなんで子飼いな離れ小島に。誰かと勘違いしてませんか？
Oh, she's in disguise.
新任教師のヨマコですけど。
お、これはいらんことを。年寄りは口が過ぎる。
あの子たち地上で生まれた最初の子供たち。その背中をちゃんと見ててあげたいんです。
ああ、空のない暮らしはあの子らにはさせたくないですからの。
なんだよ、ちょっと見せや。ダメだよ。
He's drawing boobs. This is cute as hell.
Yeah. I never would have guessed this path for her.
6年前まで人間たちはずっと地下に暮らしていました。それを解放したのがカミナとシモン、2人の英雄でした。これそこ死後はダメでしょ。
I hope nothing happens to these kids.
Yeah, I'm very stressed.
I'm
right now.
stressed.
How the fuck did it get up there? He's gonna fall.
She's gonna catch him. He's gonna fall. She's gonna catch him.
声かけちゃダメじゃ。あのカバンは父親の形見での。
亡きも
Who?
3年前に母親の故郷のこの島に来たんじゃが、どうしても馴染めなくての。
Yeah, whoever threw it up there has a good arm.
下見ちゃダメ。
さすが。
And she made it there fast.
無茶して
Really bad.
僕父さんのいないこんな島嫌いだ。でもこの景色は綺麗だと思う。
It's too high. They're too high.
前にこんな景色を見た時もナキムくんみたいな男の子と一緒だった。
Mhm.
僕みたいな。それからいっぱい新しい友達もできた。死んじゃった人もいるけどね。ちゃんと覚えていればいいと思うよ。ナキムくんがその胸の中にしっかりと。
Anti-spirals come from the sky.
お前すげえな。こんな高い木一人でよう登った。スパイラルネメシスはこの宇宙に滅亡をもたらす。それを阻止
So abrupt.
我らアンチスパイラルの
She was grading papers.
100万を超えた人類が3週間後、月は軌道を離れ地球に激突する。
本日の裁判で死刑とすることを決定いたしました。
あの連中、何やってんの？
They need straightening out.
They're all
They-
like 21-year-olds.
1時間で避難用の願望とが来る。ええか、忘れ物のないようにな。
魔王者がどこにもおらんですけ。先生、僕探す。ダメ、ここにいて。魔王者ならきっと東大じゃ。あいつ、なんか
Is that the little girl?
東大に行って泣くがね。
Yeah.
嘘つきじゃけん、泣き目と一緒には逃げれんもん。
What?
島の連中ども聞こえるか。この娘の命が惜しかったら島中の食い物を出せ。
早く逃げんと月が落ちてくるんじゃぞ。
どうせ俺たちはお尋ね者だ。
Oh yeah, they're just wanted beastmen.
捕まるくらいなら。
許せない。
Fuck yeah.
Fight the power. Oh, teach mad. Bad teacher. This is based off of the. Oh.
Oh, oh. Cover the student's
Dang,
eyes.
girl. She's still in good shape after all these years. That shit fitting right. Not today.
Woo! With her fully coolie scooter. Damn! Bro, them kids.
やっぱり教科書と同じだ。
They would all be passed out.
先生よ。テストに出るからよく覚えておきなさい。
Ooh.
勝手に建物を壊さない。
Teacher
Damn.
jokes are good.
Yeah, I was gonna say I love this
Yeah.
teacher, Yoko.
I grade you an F.
It's pass fail, and you failed.
以上、授業終わり。
Okay, teacher.
It's not recess yet.
Badass.
You fail. I called
Yeah,
it.
you
I
did call
called
it.
it. Oh, this snake.
What a little bee
Shit.
brat.
私のせいにして、うちがカバン取ってくれば、そんな大事なカバンって知らんかったよ。
Oh.
一緒に
Some
逃げよう。
One Piece shit
I
right there,
know.
huh?
至急カミナシティに戻ってほしい。アークグレンに乗ってください。地上は滅ぶ。
Why do you want her to go on a board?
Yeah, dude. Leron already asked you out.
Bro, does that mean all these kids were fucking left behind? Like,
Mm-hmm.
先生よ。
And he's inviting her, and just her, not the kids, not the children.
取り戻してくるから、あなたたちの大好きな真っ青な空を。戻ってきたら通信もつけなきゃね。
Hell yeah, dude. Ooh. Love the new fit. I think it's
Yeah.
just the addition of a jacket.
yeah,
But
it really adds.
He's like, where?
シモンはどこ？
まだそこの刑務所の中だ。
じゃあその辺のうるさい連中は頼んだわよ。
てめえ久々に来て一人でおいしいとこ取りか。ちくしょう、まだ残ってやがんのかい。
Here they are.
The boys.
The boys are back in town.
こんなところでおとなしく追いぼれるつもり？
ヨーコ、今までどこに？
そんな話は後々。さっきのニアの話が本当ならかなりヤバい状況よ。でもこういう絶対的なピンチを何とかするのがグレンダンでしょ。
But how are you gonna save everybody? Like getting yourselves off the earth, maybe.
ヨーコ、ジオ。
Get your gun. Shoots the shit
Yeah, I
out of
thought he
him.
was like, you're immortal, right? Bam, 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 bam.
月を止める。
本気か。
俺がいつでも本気
I
なの
love
は
the passion.
よく知っているだろう。俺を誰だと思っている。
He's got to.
よく知ってるよ。グレンダンの大バカ野郎。
Sick. That probably, he was acknowledging.
I mean, yeah, he
Acknowledging
has to acknowledge him. He did all that shit. Like he's done the whole fucking thing.
But before he was like, you're a Kamino wannabe.
Oh no, yeah, for sure.
なんでこいつが。
あいつを止めないと、この地球に明日はない。
野郎ども、今からあのでけえ天井ぶっ飛ばせ。
Fuck yeah.
There he is.
Buta!
ブータ
Oh,
ちっちゃいのね。
Home sweet home, huh, Buta? Still fits like a glove.
出力もパワーアップしてる。乗ってみるか、ビラル。人類の運命を見続けるって言ってたな。だったら特等席だぞ。グレンのコックピット。
In Gurren's
Whoa.
cockpit!
腹だけ煮え湯を飲まされたというの。体は正直だな。やらせてもらおう。
Okay.
they're gonna fuck for sure.
Yeah, okay.
Bro, the tension is so.
Oh, man.
Why are they just looking at each
That
other?
birthed a lot of fan art.
大丈夫。弾丸面形態は本来大気圏突入用だったらしいよ。顔面は宇宙でも戦う。
Whoa!
Excuse me?
頼んだよ。
Bro. This is fucking lit.
取り戻してみせる。
Ner. Lit ner. I can't help myself. That shit
Yoko's
is
fighting for the children. And these are children up here
I
fighting.
know. Children up in the sky, down on the earth.
落下速度早まっています。
Ay,
20 時間
ay,
後に
ay, ay, ay.
今までやってきたことが
Ay, 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 dude.
螺旋エネルギー減少。
不安なんだわ、きっと。この船に乗っている人たちが攻撃されて不安がっているんだ。
Yeah, I would be too. Yeah.
私たちも。
そんなマシンが人間の心に左右されるなんて
Bro, admit that there are things that you don't understand. You lived in a hole your whole life.
And
Trusting
he
the
needs,
words
it's like he's not the best.
of a person that couldn't
Exactly.
read.
Here we go. They need that spiral power. They need that person to
The
get them
spirit.
through. The spirit. Aren't you glad?
Yeah, aren't you fucking
Aren't you
glad?
fucking kicking your feet up, Roshu?
Fuck yeah, dude.
あれをやるぞ。あれそれも
Bro, I cannot beleave he's in there with him.
明日の道を
No better person for the seat.
宿命合体グレン・ラガン。俺を誰だと思って
Woo! Fuck yes!
What's that?
That's so fucking cool, man. God damn. That was a banger. I mean, the majority of the episode was that really nice Yoko flashback that we got. We got to see what she was up to, at least during the previous year, teaching the kids, teaching the next generation, inspiring the next generation. Literally. Everybody else is politicking and fighting amongst themselves, and she's worried about the future. She's really protecting the future.
Mm-hmm.
It was sweet though. I would have never predicted that path for her.
Yeah.
But I mean, I loved it. I mean, she being someone who, grew up the way she grew up. I mean, that line from both of them about those kids, like them wanting the kids to never not be underneath the sky.
Mm-hmm.
That's just beautiful. I mean, teaching them, and honestly, like she's the best teacher. Like she was there.
Yeah, she was literally there.
Like,
And
she was doing it.
yeah. And I love the parallels between that line where she's like, I don't want them to live without, the blue sky, which is what she, her and the people of Littner were like fighting for that. Like they were above ground. Like they were one of the first people that like Simon and Kamina met that were like living and like fighting above ground. So for her, like seeing these kids like having to start to worry about this dumb shit again, like is just not. It's just she's like, no, we're not going back. Like I'm not gonna like. These kids are gonna be put in a position where they have to like fight like I was raised to fight and like for my life. Like that's just not. I'm just not gonna let that happen again. Like they're going to be able to live a peaceful life without like having to worry about their lives like they are right now.
That's exactly what it is because they were the first kids born on the surface that had no idea what everybody else had to go through.
She's like, you shouldn't have to know what that feels like. Like, I mean, like I did. You know?
Yeah, I mean, she was creating the history that she's teaching, and so she knows better than anybody. And I liked what you said during the episode about that moment too, because it was kind of true. You know, I wonder sort of like how the lying part fits into that metaphor, but I do kind of like that she saw herself a bit right in these kids for many reasons. You know, even that little girl who had a crush on that boy. You know, maybe even seeing herself in there, but really just inspiring the next generation. And again, seeing her all dressed up like a teacher took me by surprise, dude. I never thought seeing Yoko with more clothes on would be shocking, but it was shocking. Like if I saw Yoko with and there was a time skip and she was wearing less, I'd be like, that checks out. But wearing more, this is what I'm saying, dude. This show subverts expectations. If I would have told you Yoko wears more clothes,
she's got to be profesh.
She's got to be profesh.
The kids would have known.
Right.
You
That's
know?
true. And she is, teaching young children. Didn't stop her from ripping her clothes off during that fight.
She's explained that she needs to be aerodynamic, and that is the most aerodynamic outfit that she can wear, which is like nothing.
That's true.
And she's got to be jumping around, you know.
I don't falter for it. Overall, really nice to see. And we didn't really get to see what she was up to before that because it's been a significant amount of time. And I think teaching, maybe this was something she was doing.
She was schooling
all over.
She was
maybe.
Well, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Because it said a year ago.
She's probably like, I don't know if they have like degrees and getting like she's probably going through some sort of process to be able to teach, but it seems like it's just like the smallest.
It's the Wild
town.
West right now. Yeah,
it's like the island, and it's like, oh, I'm the only teacher here, so it's nice to have someone else, come on board. But yeah, that was nice, and it is nice for a character or someone to come back to a situation when they've been completely removed, because I think they're able to like they already stepped away from everything, all the emotions and all the heightened like new nuances between like what's going on between characters like Roshu and Simon, and like all these emotions are mixed up and everyone's kind of like in it versus like she's just getting into it. So I think she's more like clear-headed and like is really focused on what needs to be done, not only because she's trying to like save everyone, but like she made a promise to them damn kids, like she's got to be back, like that is her main motivation right now. And I think that I mean I definitely think that like it ties into just Kamina in general, like Kamina being in the past and these kids being the future, like that's like something I think like that ties in with her character. Like she is going to like always remember Kamina, but she has to like obviously move on and like just be good for like his memory, like be good for him, I mean everyone's learned that obviously throughout the whole season, but yeah, I think that's like that's cool. That's important.
I mean,
like
you hit it out of the park. I mean, that is absolutely what it is, and so true that she has been removed from the situation and has gotten to see it all happen from a distance. So she has. I just think that that's interesting, like you said, like for a character who was in the thick of it to have that distance and to see it the way that she saw it. That's why I really enjoyed like those shots of her kind of reacting to everything as it was happening. Other than that, I mean, we got to see how she got there, like passing the boys on the way to the prison, and of course her freeing Virulent Simone.
I'm telling you that
Nia's eyes.
That shot, yeah, of Nia's eyes was like so important. Like you could have missed it, but I think they lingered on it for just enough time for you to be like, that was significant. Because every other time, that's how I noticed like a clear difference between like Nia that we know and this new anti-spiral Nia, because their eyes are completely different. Like, and I don't know if I've seen it switch back at all since she's changed into this anti-spiral situation, but yeah, so that was significant for sure. I don't know
so
how
you think that she is kind of going back and forth, or that she has these moments where the real Nia can kind of break through, or do you think that
I think it might be a breakthrough situation because it is still her body.
Yeah, but I mean, and I'm inclined to think that too, but she is like still very, she's not like fully Nia as we know her to be, but I
don't think she's Nia at all.
Right. But I'm saying
when she's
like
the anti-spiral.
Right,
so
but I'm
it
saying
might
like
be
when her eyes change back.
It might be a possession type deal where it's like, I was aware of what I was doing the whole time, but I couldn't control.
I was just like a passenger.
I was a passenger within my own vessel. I think that's what's going to be.
Right.
Be exposed.
So, I mean, there might be a way to break through to her. But it would make sense. That would give a lot of like reasoning for her to like continue to come back to Simone over and over and over again beyond the broadcast, like because she had no real moment or no real reason to come back in that moment.
I mean, no, she didn't, because I mean, again, like she's known. She's been with Seaman like the whole Seaman. God damn it! I say it every episode.
No, but at this point, it's tradition, and you got to get it in at least once per episode.
Simone.
It's not a volume 1 plus Gurren reaction
without a
little bit of semen. Come on.
Literally the most disgusting thing you ever
21
said.
Episodes in.
Okay, I think that this Nia, like this has been her life, right, for a very long time. Yoko left a while ago. Okay, Yoko left a while ago, so I think that her reaction to her seeing Yoko again would be significant enough to like maybe like shake her a little bit and be like, oh shit, that's Yoko. She called me a fucking boring bitch. Like,
yeah,
that's
this hoe.
Yeah. She turned back to say like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Hits her. Yeah.
I
think that's something that's going to be explored. I don't think Nia's completely gone yet, but I could see a situation where she comes back and then has to just like, I don't know, like a sacrifice has to be made. She's going to be like, take me out, or this is the only way, or some type of shit like that. But again, this show is so different and it changes so many things that you think is going to happen. Like, who knows?
Yeah,
who knows?
Again, in any other show, I would have thought that Yoko would have gone off to be like a weapons specialist, but she went off to teach kids history. Like, you know what I mean?
I really like that because I think that like because it again, like what she was raised in, where she grew up, all she knew was fighting. So of course she had to be really good at that. Okay? She didn't really like she could have done other things, but I think that like that is the main reason why she survived for so long. And I think that once she didn't have to do that, she was like, "Oh, I can do whatever I want. I can be whoever I want. I can be a new person."
Interesting.
So I think that she was like, I don't need to follow these like guidelines of like who I was when I had to like fight for my fucking life every day. Now I can be whatever I want, and I can like, I don't know, because even they gave her shit for like her bathing suit in the beach episode. They're like, why are you more covered up? I think that's like another example of that, of like, why wouldn't, like, she's just like, this is just who I am.
This is who I've had to be.
Yeah, this is who I've had to be. Now I can be whoever I want.
And I think that's what I'm saying, dude. I think you hit the nail on the head earlier. And I think you're crushing it with the character analysis of Yoko, because that's such an interesting observation too, that's what she had to be, and this is who she wants to be. Like, maybe she does like history. Maybe she does like teaching.
Maybe she does like kids.
And she does like kids, and she was a weapons specialist because that's just what her world like needed her to be to survive.
Exactly. So that's why it all ties into like the kids and like how she's like, I don't want them to have to like deal with this shit. I don't want them to have to fight for their lives or worry about their lives. I want them to just be like able to be children. And so I'm going to fight.
That's why I said earlier that you were like you were delivering like such great observation, because like she had a choice to still be involved in the fight if she really wanted to. And you said like she chose to be. You were talking about her being removed from everything. Like that was a choice. Like she could have been, and like Roshu still wanted her to be there because maybe they're homies. They go way back. But also, like, they could have used her. I mean, a lot of the fighting, sure. Like, that's Roshu's biggest beef with Simone was that, like, it's not about fighting anymore. Like, we just need to be, like, politicians now and diplomats now. But, I mean, I'm sure she could have offered some of that, too. Like, she could have offered her knowledge on this council, in this democracy, whatever. But she didn't want to do that either. She wanted.
I mean, half of them didn't want to do that. Literally,
Right.
the whole fucking team Gurren that was kind of roped into, because that's how it is, right? They started everything. They were able to bring everyone, to the above ground. So, where else would you put them but like a high power position just because
Right,
they had a hand in it?
Yeah.
And we saw that that does not work. That always work. Like there's people that have certain abilities and skills, people that don't. Like it should have been removed, and it should have been like a thing where, like why don't you guys, like, just in case, just like they did, like they built these beastmen that were like modified. Like why not just have them do that? Like why do you have to have a whole council of them? Maybe because they like didn't want to be left out, but at the same time they didn't want to be involved.
Well, that's the same.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like they all kind of fell into that. But like, props to Yoko for being like, I'm sure that was offered to her.
No, of
and
course.
she was probably the only one that was like, you know what? I appreciate it, but
No.
it's just not me. I'm
No.
gonna go do me.
No.
And everybody else was like, fuck yeah, dude. We get to kick back, relax, and take it easy.
Yeah.
And kind of like bask in
being rich.
everything that
Yeah.
we've kind of, this society that we've created. And Roshu's like, nah.
She was like, no, you have to fucking work. Which is understandable. And
Yeah, very understandable.
literally is the case. But I mean, again, it's like if Kamina was there, if Kamina survived, if Kamina was the forefront of all of this shit, like, yeah, she would be with him. Like she would be there. That wouldn't change.
Yeah.
But now that
And
he's
that's another
gone,
thing,
it's like,
too.
I'm not gonna be. What am I gonna be? A third wheel? The fucking
like
Simon
Simone
and
has
Mia?
Mia, and everybody else kind of has their own relationships, and she's kind of like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna
I don't
go.
think that's like a big thing, but she's independent.
Yeah.
She can be independent. Like she had to focus on like being in a group and being a part of Littner and being with all these people at all times, because like your life is at danger. Your life is in danger for being on the above ground. So now that that's not a threat, like she can do whatever she wants. Like the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean,
I really like this side of her. I really like seeing this with her because again, she's not just a person that likes to fight all the time. Like she's so much
it's
more.
another great way to give this character more depth.
Yeah.
And to really flesh this character out more.
And I feel like with Simon, unfortunately, that's all he knows.
Yeah.
So it's like
He hasn't had that
has to.
opportunity.
He has to continue to do this,
Or
And,
created that opportunity for himself.
Yeah, he could have walked away.
Yeah.
He could have done that, but I think maybe like, I don't know, maybe he thought that he needed to stay back for this moment, or like
I think that
that's all he could do.
I think that this is all going to result in him still learning like how to be the perfect leader, because he learned what he learned from Kamina,
Mhm.
and I think that taught him how to be inspiring, and that taught him how to be like a warrior.
Like unwavering.
Yeah, and I
Mhm.
think that he has a lot that Roshu is not going to make it. Something's going to happen, and they might make amends before that happens. They might not, but I think after he's going to learn from Roshu, because he needs to be like this perfect balance between Roshu and Kamina. That's where he needs to live, to be a rounded out.
And a little bit of viral.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
a little bit.
Dash.
But I think there's no one better suited to sit in that seat than Viral. I know a lot of people might have their issue with it. I mean, maybe.
No, it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense. And, I was going to say something fucked up.
You were going to say something fucked up, or you were going to say something that was like.
I was going to say something
Like
out of
horny?
pocket. No, not horny.
Like,
No.
Okay.
It was like more out of pocket. Like more like, oh, that's sad. Like that's messed up.
Oh.
Like you don't have to worry about like what happened coming up with viral, like in the seat.
Oh, that's true. Immortal. He's immortal.
Yeah.
Kamina,
So that's why Simon's like, ooh, I don't want to deal with that again.
Kamina wasn't immortal. Yeah. But he did live
He's
on.
immortal in our hearts. Yeah.
In spirit. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it was Mr. Stringer Waifu in the Discord.
Shout out.
Mentioned that I think in the last 2 episodes, we record these and bank them for a little bit, so I might have the timing off. But now that we're like we've watched more episodes, I think, without Kamina than with Kamina at this point,
Wow.
which is kind of
That's crazy.
insane. And he had mentioned it's like crazy how much of an impact he had on the full show. And then you kind of continue to watch it and it kind of like, unfortunately, like diminishes a bit because of everything else that's happening. But that's just crazy to think about because he was like the face of the show in the beginning. He was the heart. He was like everything.
Wow.
And now that we're, a little bit past that, it's just kind of crazy. And the same with the characters.
Yeah.
That's why it's so like, it feels so much more real because they've had, we've had less time. Obviously, we were watching this. It's like 7 years past. But for them, a lot of time has passed. So it's just interesting to feel that.
Yeah, that really kind of fucked me up right now that we've watched more episodes without Kamina than with. Because he does, I feel his presence throughout, though. Like,
no, for sure, through the people.
Yeah.
Through the people.
Yeah.
And I love, I don't love it. It's, it'd be nice, but I kind of do really like it. That, sometimes in an anime or a show, when a character does die pretty early or something happens, you see multiple flashbacks or like multiple moments that you've seen before, and we get flashback to this moment, or when you're thinking about, oh, what should I do, then they think about this flashback with Kamina, or this is it was sprinkled throughout in the beginning, like after he did pass, but we're not really getting any of that anymore.
And I love that too,
and it does feel like the memories are like they're unfortunately, like, you can remember someone as much as you can, but like the brain just kind of filters through all the information, like you start to forget, and whether you want to or not
that you even and maybe true,
for
right?
a little bit here,
especially after, like you were saying, 7, however many years
exactly.
It's been. But even more so, I mean, you might not forget, but it just like it's not at the forefront of your mind.
It's hazy. It gets hazier and hazier.
Like,
Don't forget. You'll never forget someone, but you kind of remember until you hear them again. You're like, oh, that's what they sounded like, or that's what that mannerism was, or when did they do this?
I also like that they're just not like cashing in on that.
Exactly.
That they're not just like cutting to a Kamina flashback every chance they get.
No, and they talk about him and they bring him up, and it is a touchy subject with Simon, but they aren't leaning into that. It just feels so real, and I think that like all of the characters at this point have fully accepted it and fully have started to implement like more of themselves within the team, like especially Simon, like not just like Kamina would do this, even fucking what's his name with the eyebrows, and the sisters. I forget his name, but he in the beginning was like, this is what Kamina needs to do. This is what Kamina would have done. This is this. I need to look at what Kamina did. Like now he's just doing him, and I think a lot of characters are doing the same.
Yeah.
And I think that this is the way it had to be. Because if
that's just
he went up with them, it would not have been the same.
No, it would. I mean, and that's the crazy thing about, and it's a piece of this like puzzle, right? The puzzle that is Gurren Lagann, that like we are shaped by people who are no longer with us, like, and even in this case, like by our friends, by our loved ones, by the people that aren't with us, but also like what I think is going to happen with Roshu, like by people who have become like our enemies by hardship, by like, I just think that Simon this is a story about Simon, and we're seeing like everything else that had to happen for Simon or Simone to be the leader that he needed to be to save the world, to save humanity.
I have a feeling that, especially, I mean, their roles are going to be reversed. If they are able to stop this moon,
which I don't know how the hell they're going to do that.
I don't know how they're going to do that. But if they're able to, Roshu is going to be the new Simon. Everyone down below is going to be like, you fucking left us. You didn't have a plan. Even though he couldn't have done anything. He did what he the only things he could do. He's going to be the one to be put on trial.
But he showed up and people see him there. And people were really upset before he got there. Like, even like...
Wait, who?
Simone.
I'm not talking about Simone. I'm talking about like if they do reverse all of the things that are happening, like Roshu's going to be the one sentenced to death.
Oh.
And Simone's going to be the one that saved the day.
Right.
which Roshu fucking hates.
Right.
And he's like, no, everything, like, I did all this fucking work and then you just show up, like always, in space. How the fuck did you even do that? And now everyone's gonna love you and hate me. And it's like not about that. It's just about like working together. And I think that, like, I don't know, maybe he has the feelings of like being overshined
But
by.
you're absolutely right. If he had an issue with everything that had happened up until that point, if Simone and the gang show up to save the day, he is going to,
everyone's gonna switch.
He himself will not be able to handle that.
No.
At all. And that's why, I mean, it'll be interesting to see them get to the end of like him specifically to get to the end of the fight so we can see that get resolved. But
I feel like
might
he's
not
gonna
make it through.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna have a very big problem, which he shouldn't, because it's like you have your skills, right? But again, it's maybe like brute force, like people love a good fight, and people love, like, instead of like, like, how many sheep are we gonna bring? Like that equally, like there's a lot of skill involved in both.
Right.
But
that's what I'm saying. Like,
he's gonna be a war criminal.
They would be kind of unstoppable together, but
they would,
since Roshu doesn't and I think they have the capacity.
I don't know. Maybe he will. Maybe he will.
No, he won't, because Simone is going to.
Maybe he will though.
Is going to kind of like take on those sides of his personality, like learn from him. Because Roshu
Because I mean,
there.
I feel like he's just, I don't know. He's not going to. Yeah, he's not going to take it well.
No.
He's going to feel terrible, even though he he should feel bad about the whole Simon thing. But again, this is just a kid trying to make fucking like huge decisions, and people are either backing him up or telling him that he's wrong, or he needs to pick a lane. It's hard for him. It's hard to make the hard decisions. But like, that's why I think he envies Simon, because Simon just is like similar to Kamina and just goes fucking in and just doesn't think about. He just goes in, and like, how was that a hard decision if you just go into everything? Like, it's like, why do you not think about anything? Like, he's so envious of that part of him and wishes he had that in him, because again, it's like very logical. And he's even saying like, how can this ship rely on human emotions? Like, he's not even like, I don't know. It's like you would at that moment in time when you learn that, you would want to hype the people up and tell them it's going to be okay, and like, focus on that, because if you don't, then it's going to go deeper and deeper. And he's even wavering within himself at that moment. He's like, is this it for me? Like, am I done? Yeah. Until Simon comes up. That's interesting. And now all the people hopefully in the ship will like have their spirit heightened and be able to get it done. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know.
Well, we'll see. I mean, the next episode is set up to be an absolute banger too, because we're going to get to see how Roshu does react to that, respond to that, what happens there. We're going to get to see more of Viral and Simone fighting together. Him kind of coming to terms and piloting the vessel of his adversary. Like, that's going to be crazy. This person he was chasing after for so long. His real, like, the thorn in his side throughout his entire life. He's now like piloting their main ship,
Yeah, everything it represents. Because I would say like Kamina was more of his like rival until he realized that it wasn't Kamina piloting it, but it was just the Gurren and Lagann in general. Like, it is just that thing, and that's why he's like, I know I shouldn't, but I want to.
So that's why I think we're in a situation to see a lot of dynamics, interesting dynamics in the next episode between Simone and Viral and between Simone and Roshu.
And Roshu and everyone.
And that's going to be crazy too, because you have someone that was an enemy, now a friend, and that was a friend and is now an enemy potentially. Roshu might come around, but I doubt it.
I think he's going to be broken.
I think he's
already broken. I mean, it's like he did everything he could and still couldn't like save everyone by himself. Like Simon had to step in.
Yeah, that's
Simon had to be there.
And you were saying this too. Like, that's why he's going to be fucked up. He's not going to be able to handle it. So something needs to happen.
Unless he does just get like, you know what? Maybe he is a good leader in that sense. You know what? I'm gonna like just put away all of it.
No,
and let's go.
No, because he's not, and that's what I think they're trying to show you too. Kamina wasn't a perfect leader because he didn't have anything that Roshu had, and Roshu's not a perfect leader because Kamina had no ego, but he had all the brawn and he was like inspiring.
He had enough ego to be like he believed in himself,
but he believed,
but not in
him
like a toxic
that everybody else believed in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like even that statement in itself is so free of ego. And Roshu has all the ego, but he has the brains. And I think that's what I love about the story. Simon needs to adopt the perfect amount of both.
Yeah, because he still is not very like self-conscious, but he needs that.
Right.
You know, just a little bit. And I think even Yoko could get like help him out with that. I don't know. Maybe even Viral can help him out with that. Shit, Viral's got ego for the bands. Okay.
He's got ego for all of them.
So.
But I am so incredibly excited to react to these next 2 episodes when we get there. It's been an incredible journey. We're in the back half. We're actually more towards the end, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be trying. The reason we're not going to go into too much detail right now is because, like Mehgan was saying earlier, we do bank these episodes. So hopefully by the time you're seeing this, we'll have a lot of it figured out. But we are going to hopefully, fingers crossed, nothing set in absolute stone, but we're going to try for our reaction to episode 26 and 27. We're going to try to be in cosplay.
Oh, yeah.
For that episode.
Yeah.
So
hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
We're going to be either, I don't know how we're going to do it, but
right.
We'll maybe in the next one because we're not sure exactly yet.
Right.
But.
And that's what I say. By the time these episodes even come out, we'll probably already have it figured out. But
yeah.
But if you're still here hanging out and you're not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. It helps us out so much. And it really does mean the world to us. It allows us to subscribe our way to the heavens.
Oh.
You know, and but break through the algorithmic ceiling.
That's good.
You know, my side is hurting.
I'm
gonna pass out because I'm so
excited.
Full of spirit. I'm so full of spirit.
Excited. Oh my god, that was so good, and you just steamrolled over it.
Because spirit is more like in
excited. I was talking about your side. You're excited.
I know,
oh my god!
It sounded like you were doing a Ricky Ricardo. Okay, all I heard in my head was Ricky Ricardo, and I was like, "That's weird that Megan's doing an I Love Lucy bit right now when I'm trying to, talk about the spirit of the show." But because, and again, I've said this a million times.
Just don't bring up your ailments on the podcast because it's a little bit like unprofessional.
No, let me tell you this. I don't know how many times I have to tell you this. Is that your bits are too advanced for my brain, for my mind? They go, that's where the euro came from because it goes over my head. And then when you explain it to me, I go, wow, it was, if anything, too good. And that's your fault. Because it was too good.
The gaslighting is absolutely insane. It's like on another level. It's it's phenomenal. How good
it was. Great,
that.
Dan. I apologize. Lucy, I'm home. You get it? Because you were doing it. Anyway, please consider subscribing for more of that. You get a lot more of that. And if you'd like to see the full uncut, unedited, unobscured versions of these reactions, our entire backlog, get early access, and access to exclusive content. Did I say that already? Anyway, you get all that by becoming a Patreon or YouTube member. To become a Patreon member, all you got to do is go to patreon.com/volume1pod. And you get all of those things on our lowest tier. Becoming a YouTube member right now is a little more complicated because you'd have to go to our main channel, hit join somewhere next to the subscribe button. But, for now, don't worry about that. Patreon.com/volume1pod. And that would also mean the world to us. That helps us out so much and gives us the financial freedom to react to all of these series and to react to whatever we react to after this. So that helps us out a lot as well. The only thing left to do now is to get out of here on our outro that is always the same and never changes, which today, Mehgan, is...
Nia, you boring bitch.
Fuck yeah, dude. Thank you for watching. Thank you for any and all ways that you show your support. And until next time...
Nia, you boring bitch.
School's in session.